Hi.
Hi guys,
Hi.
how are you? Can you hear me well?
Yes.
All right. So we're just letting people in.
Okay.
Is there anyone else who's going to join us? We're like
I don't know.
you're like 6. Where are the rest of the people? Would you please?
Miss, we're 7 because with you we're 8. We're only 7.
No, you're 6, and with me you're 7.
No, but there are 8 participants.
In front of me in the meeting 7. I don't know.
So
No.
we're 7 with you 8.
No, dear. No, it counts me also.
Now it's 9.
Yeah, now it's 9. You can see me in the between the people that are inside the room. So I am included in the number.
Yeah.
Okay, so hi Julie. Okay.
Hi.
Hello dear. Okay guys, so we're going to start. So today we are going to first solve some classwork from the book. I know you don't have the book, so we're just going to solve it together, and then when you get the book after the spring break, we can redo those classworks again. Okay, so it's so simple and easy, nothing is wrong, and you will find it really easy. So Mira raised her hand because she likes to raise her hand at the beginning of the session.
Yes.
Yes, Ruqayya.
Miss, will we have any homeworks today?
No, I'm not going to give you homework these days. Today and tomorrow, I don't think I'm going to give you homework. I will let you enjoy the vacation.
Thank you.
How about this?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very nice.
Okay. So let's start. Oh, thank you for the hearts. A lot of hearts. Oh, thank you, girls. All right. So yes, thank you. Okay, so let's start first by answering some of the worksheets, as I said, and then we will continue with the fourth lesson. The fourth lesson is actually very practical. It has a lot of things, and this is why I like it, because you can actually see the things that we're learning about. So as I said to 4B, after this session you can check your Classera. If we have time in the session, I'm going to play it for you in the session. If we don't, then after this session, check like Classera. I made a video last year for year 4 about this lesson, where I did some activities at my home that shows the concept of all the things that we're going to learn about. So it's a really nice video and you're going to enjoy it, because this is actually something that I have done in my house with things from my home. Okay. So let's start. So that was the homework that we corrected the day before yesterday. Now this is the one that we're going to solve today. Okay, it's gone. I'm just going to get it back. Yeah, here you go. Okay, guys. So in this question, or in this worksheet, they say observations, pushes and pulls are forces that can make things move faster or slower. Pushes and pulls can also make things stop moving. Now the science activity says answer the questions about making things move faster or slower. How can Jason, this is Jason, how can Jason make the ball roll slower? Roll slower. I want you to think about how high is or how steep is the log that he is rolling the car on. You know, the ramp itself. If can we control like the ramp so that we can make the ball go slower? Yes, Mira?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can control it.
Yes, so what should he do? He should like do what?
Like,
Lower it a little bit
yeah,
or make it higher?
no, slower it.
Lower it. So if this
Yeah,
is the
lower.
ramp, if this is the ramp and the ball is falling this way, like for example, this is the ramp. So the ball is going to fall this way. I just can make it, adjust it and make it a little bit like this way. So if it's that way, I'm going to make it this way, and this way the ball will go slower. So the answer is that we can adjust the ramp to make it a little bit lower. This way the ball will go slower. Now the second question is, how can Amy make the ball move faster? How can, yes, Julie, how can Amy make the ball move faster?
She can make the ball move faster, like by putting it on
No,
it's something smooth.
No. This is Amy, okay? She's playing with the ball.
Yes.
How can she make it move faster? She can do what with the kicking?
Push.
So she can kick it what?
Hard.
Yes, harder, exactly.
It's strong, yes.
Yes, so Amy can push or can kick the ball harder. Amy can kick the ball harder. Very good. Okay, now the next one is this worksheet. First says background knowledge. When you kick a ball, it does not move forever. It gradually slows down and stops. The force that makes the ball slow down is friction. And we talked about friction in the last session, right? Correct? Yes. So friction slows the objects down, the moving objects down. Okay? Friction is a force that opposes motion. Friction occurs between two surfaces that are touching, such as the surface of the ball and the ground. Some surfaces produce more friction than the others. So we know that the rough surface, rough like what? Like for example, the doormat that we put in front of our house door, this is a rough surface. A smooth surface is like the mirror, for example. So the mirror has less friction than the doormat. The doormat has more friction because it is a rough surface. Okay. Now there are two kids, Jamal and Megan, who made this science activity. They rolled marbles down a tube. As you can see, they have like those small marbles, and they keep rolling the marbles on inside this tube. And when it comes out of the tube, they change the surface. One time they try this kind of experiment in a smooth surface. Sometimes they try it in a rough surface, and they see how long or what is the distance that the marble will move on each of those surfaces. So they change the surface that they are rolling the marbles on, and they see how far the marbles will roll. Okay? Before answering this question, I want to ask you a question. Do you think the marble will roll more distance, which means a far distance, in a smooth surface or in a rough surface? Which surface you think that the marbles will roll faster or roll a longer distance in? Ruqayya, do you know?
Yes.
Yes, dear. Which type of surface do you think the marbles will roll a longer distance in? The smooth or the rough?
Like the smooth.
The smooth, excellent. So if I have bunch of marbles, do you know the marble balls, guys? Have you seen it before?
Yes.
Yes, it's like this glassy like balls. This is very small. Okay, so if I rolled the marbles in like a very smooth floor, it's going to roll for a long distance. But if I tried to roll it on a doormat or on a carpet or on the grass, you will find that it's going to just walk for or move for a very short distance and then it will stop. This is because the rough surface have more friction. So it will make the marble stops after a very short distance. Okay, thank you, Ruqay. Now the question says, which, thank you, okay. So let's read first the question up. Jamal and Megan rolled marbles down a tube and measured how fast each marble rolled. They tried rolling the marbles over different surfaces. They kept the angle of the tube the same each time. Here are the results. So what are the surfaces that they tried? There is the gravel path. The gravel path is the path with a lot of very tiny stones. Okay, so it's like a path that they put a lot of stones, very tiny stones in it. Okay, and there is the grass, and there is the kitchen floor, there is a carpet and a pavement. Okay, now let's look what is the distance or how long. Yes.
What is the meaning of pavement?
Pavement is the sidewalk.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're walking, when there is you're for example in a car and one of your parents is driving in the street, on the two sides there are sidewalks, the places where people walk on it, not cars, people walk on it. So this is what the pavement is. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So yes, who is calling me?
Judy.
Yes, Judy.
Can I go drink water?
Yes. All right. So when they tried to roll the marble on the surface, the marble balls on the gravel path, it rolled for only 21 centimeters. Okay. The grass for only 3 centimeters. It was able to move on the grass only 3 centimeters. On the kitchen floor, 163 centimeters. Carpet, 32 centimeters. On the pavement, 85 centimeters. So this is the distance that the marble were able to roll on all of those surfaces. Okay. Now I'm going to take Hamza. Hamza, are you there? Hamza?
Yes, miss.
Yes, Hamza. Now the question says, which surface produced the most friction?
The kitchen floor.
I was expecting this mistake.
Oh, yes, sorry, the grass.
The grass. And this is why the marble only rolled for 3 centimeters, because there was a lot of friction force that made it stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stop.
So the answer is grass. Okay.
The grass.
Yes. Next is, how was this surface different from the other surfaces? Salim. Salim. Okay, Ali. Ali, are you there? Okay. Mira.
Yes.
Yeah, how is that surface, the grass, is different from other surfaces?
Um, because like,
It
wait,
has more what?
yeah, wait, because it has more,
More what?
so friction.
Friction, yes. And this is why the marble rolled for only how long?
3 centimeters.
3 centimeters. Very good. Okay. Thank you, Mira. All right, guys. So I don't think there is any other. Yeah, okay. So what we're going to go now through is that we are going to continue the rest of the lessons. Okay. So last time we were talking about friction, and now today we are going to talk about the different types of frictions. Friction, as we know, is when two surfaces start to rub against each other, and the friction force is the one that slows down any object or makes it stop. Okay, so the idea is that it's not necessary have to be between two solids. Like for example, if you are walking on the ground, the friction will be between the bottom of your shoe and the ground. Okay, and we also said that whenever you're cold, you rub your hands against each other, and this is how you can make yourself much warmer. Yes. So, and if the car is walking or the car is being driven on the road and you hit the brakes, so this will increase the friction between the tires and the ground. But it's not necessary must be between two solids. Sometimes the friction force could be between the air and another surface, or the water and the other surface, and it will still be friction because it does the same as the friction, which is it slows down an object. Okay, now let's talk about the first type, not this one, this one. Okay, we're going to talk about the first type of friction, but the friction in this case is in the water. If you are walking beside the pool, you have the pool next to you, the swimming pool next to you, and you're walking beside it, you will not find any difficulty walking, right? But if you jumped in the pool and you tried to walk with the same speed that you were walking with next to the pool, will you be able?
You will be slower. You will be
No,
slower.
yes, you will be slower. You will find it really difficult for you to walk through the water. This is because the water and your body, they start to produce a friction force, your body and the water is trying to push you back. Okay, so this is why we call it this type of friction. We don't call it friction, we give it another name since it's inside the water, so we have to mention the water. So we give it another name, we call it water resistance, because the water is resisting your movement. It's trying to push you back and slow you down. Okay, it's trying to slow you down or push you back. And this is why if you're trying to walk or swim through the water, you will find it a little bit difficult and that the water is pushing you back. So this is what water resistance is. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, excellent. Now, another type of water, when there is friction between water and other surfaces, it doesn't necessarily have to be water resistance. It could be another type, and it's according to the direction that the thing is moving in. Meaning, if you have a ball of water and you bring like anything that you are trying to make it float on the water, okay? So now you put like a rubber duck or something in the ball of water. If you try to push the rubber duck lightly, you just push it a little bit, what will happen? Just push it a little, anything that is, Anything that floats on the water.
If
If
it
you-
floats in the water.
yes,
it will float on the
yeah,
water.
it will float on the water, but if you try to push it a little bit, what will happen? What will happen to the rubber duck or whatever is floating?
No, the rubber
It
duck
will go down.
It will
It will go down?
it will
Go down
it will
slowly.
go up. It's like
Yes, it will jump up.
When I put
back
it down,
again.
yes.
it'll jump up again.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
exactly.
it jumps up.
So I don't want you to really push it until it's under the water. No, I just want you to try and push it lightly. Like if you have something floating, like for example, my mobile is floating and you push it down the water, you will feel like the water is pushing it up again. So this is why things float on the water, because the water is actually pushing it back up. And this is what we call, it's a little bit hard, but we're going to go through it several times so that you can memorize it. It's called up thrust force. Up thrust force.
Up thrust.
Yes,
Up thrust
force. Yes, this is the force when the water is pushing things up. It's the force that makes the water pushes things up. Okay, so this is why the wooden log. What?
Voice is lagging.
My voice is lagging.
No.
All right. So this is why the wooden log floats, and this is why the boat floats, because the water is actually pushing these things up. It doesn't make it sink. And this is why if you try to relax on the water, you will find yourself floating, because the water is actually pushing you up by its up thrust force. Up thrust force. What is it called? Up thrust force. It's called what? Up thrust force. Yes.
Up thrust force.
Up thrust force. Yes. So now I'm going to ask each one of you about those two forces. Okay? Ruqayya. Ruqayya?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Ruqayya. What is the name of the force when the water, if you want to walk in the water and it slows you down? Walk through the water. Not float, walk through the water.
1 second.
Yes.
When the water push the thing up.
No, not push it up. I want you to pay attention. We mentioned two types of forces, okay? One force is when the water, if you're trying to walk through the water will push you back. What's the name of this force? It slows you down while you're walking in the water. Okay, Ruqayya, what? Ruqayya, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, Ruqayya, can you tell me without any question, what are the two forces that we talked about today?
Up thrust force.
Yes, and what is the name of the other one? Water what? Water resistance. Water resistance. Okay, what is its name again? Guys, is that Judy?
Yes, it's Judy.
Judy.
And it's so loud.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, mute your mics, guys. I just want Ruqayya to unmute her mic. And now Ruqayya. So the up thrust force is the one that pushes things up. Okay? The other one, which is the water resistance, is the one that slows you down when you're walking through water. Okay, so the difference between water resistance is when you're moving through the water. Okay, when you're moving through the water, you're trying to walk through the water. Okay, the upthrust force is when you're trying to floating on the water, not walking through it, floating on the water. Okay. All right. Next is Nancy. Thank you, Ruqay. Nancy,
Yes, miss.
what is the name of the force? What is the name of the force that slows you down when you're walking through the water?
The name of the force that
Slows you down when you're walking through the water. We just said it. Okay, what's the name of the force that water pushes when water pushes things up? Okay, Nancy, I want you to pay attention, please. Julie. Yeah, Julie, are you there? Just unmute your mic.
Miss, you're saying Judy or Julie?
Julie, Julie.
Miss, are you talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you, Julie. Okay, again.
It's water resistance.
Yes,
the one that floats on.
No, no.
The one that
You asked.
Okay.
Miss, you asked the one that floats.
Yes, the one that floats you. Yeah, the one that pushes things up is called what?
The water resistance.
No.
Wait. How? It is.
No, the water resistance is the one that
Oh.
slows you down when you walk.
I'm confused.
No, the rest of you, please mute your mics. Please mute your mics. I just want to talk to Julie. Okay. Now, so there are two types of forces, guys. Please pay attention. Please. I'm not making this effort just for you to blow it. Please. Okay. Now, there are two types of water forces. The first one is when you're walking through the water and the water is trying to push you back. This is the water resistance. But when things are floating on the water and the water is pushing it up, this is what we call up thrust force. It even starts with up thrust force. Okay.
Okay.
Up thrust force is the one that yes, up thrust force is when the water pushes things up. The water resistance is when you're trying to go through the water.
Okay.
You're swimming or walking through the water and you just feel like the water is resisting you. It keeps pushing you back. Okay. Now, Mira, I want you to repeat them again. What's the name of the force that pushes things up?
It's pushes things up.
Yes.
Water resistance.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yes, that pushes
things
you.
Up.
Miss, it's up thrust force.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it pushes you.
Miss, can I say it?
I said pushes you. Yeah, I'm going to repeat it with all of you, Hamza. Don't worry. Okay?
Okay.
So the one that pushes you up is up thrust force. The one that is resisting you while you're walking through the water is water resistance. It pushes you back, not up. It pushes you back. Okay? So please
Okay.
guys, pay attention. Pay attention. Okay. Now, Judy, are you there? No, Judy's still laughing. Okay. Lena, are you there?
Miss, I'm
Yes.
going to leave this room. I'm
Yes.
going to leave this room and flush my laptop because the internet is very bad.
Okay, Judy. Lena, you're there?
Yes.
Okay. So Lena, did you listen to us what we just said?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have two types of forces related to water. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
When
You
we
go
do
through
like
the water, when you're trying to walk or swim through the water is trying to resist you. So what's the name of this force?
uh
First, I know it.
I know, guys,
Yes,
that you know it. Please respect your turn. Okay? Each one of you took their turn and will take their turn. Did you listen to what we said, Lena, or what?
yeah, because there was a part of that thing, the voice was lagging.
Okay. I will not ask you
And
now, but I will ask you after I ask several people. So please pay attention. I will ask you again. Okay? What?
Miss, can I answer?
Oh, me.
No,
Yes,
now
all of
it's Ahmed Ahmed. Yes, Ahmed Ahmed.
them.
What's
Okay,
the name? What's the name of the force that resists you while you're walking through water or pushes you back?
water resisting.
Very good. Water resistance. All right. What about the one that pushes you up if you're on the water or in the water? Up. Pushes you up.
Please, miss.
Up force.
Up thrust force. Up thrust force. Up thrust force. Up thrust force. Up thrust force. Up thrust force. Okay, Hamza. Hamza, you kept saying that you want to answer, and now you're not answering me.
Yes, miss.
Okay. What's the name of the force that pushes you up?
Up thrust.
Up thrust force. Very good. What about the one that resists you or slows you down when you're walking through water?
Water resistance.
Thank you so much, Hamza. Thank you so much. Okay, now Adham.
Yes.
What is the name of the force that pushes things up?
Don't know.
Didn't you listen to us? We said it several times. What are the two forces that we talked about, Adham? What are the two forces that we talked about today? Were you with us from the beginning of the session?
Yes.
So did you hear the two?
Had some internet problems, so I just had some internet problems, so I can't really hear the entire thing. That's why I don't know.
Okay, all right. Ahmed Hatem. Ahmed Hatem. Ahmed Hatem. You're not here. Ali. Ali. Ali.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, okay. Ali. What is the name of the force that pushes things up?
Upthrust force.
Thank you. And what about the one that slows you down when you're walking through water?
Water resistance. Water resistance.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you. Salim. Salim?
Yes.
Yes, Salim, what is the name of the force that pushes things up?
Upthrust force.
Thank you, Salim. What about the one that slows you down when you're walking through water?
Water resistance.
Thank you so much. Now, Lena. Lena? She disconnected? Yes, she just came in. Okay, until she comes in. Adham,
Yes.
did you hear what they said?
And the first one, no. But the second, yes. The water resisted the force. I
The water
heard that,
resistance.
but the other one didn't hear it.
The water resistance is the one that slows you down if you're swimming or walking through water. Okay? The other one that pushes things up and make it float is called upthrust force, the one that pushes things up. Okay? Now, Lena.
Upthrust force.
Not disconnected.
Yeah, I know. You didn't hear anything?
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to go on with our lesson. I think I'm going to end this session and I will start the new one right now. Okay, guys?
Okay.
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 Miss, in that
Okay.
session, can I answer?
When I come back, we will discuss this, okay?